So good to see you. So before we get into our lesson for this week, we're going to start off with a game, okay? And so here to help me, I have my nephews with me, Noah and Caleb. Go say hi.
Hi.
Hi. And so what we're going to do is we're going to play a game. I'm sure you guys have all played it, okay? So what the object of the game is Noah and Caleb are going to tilt their heads back. So sit forward, both of you. Sit forward a little bit in your seat. Tilt your head back. Okay? What they're going to do is they're going to get their cookie. They're going to put it on their forehead. They're going to use all the muscles in their face to get it into their mouth. And they only got 1 minute to do it, okay? So you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with our Sunday school lesson? Well, I will explain it all later. All right, Noah and Caleb, you know what you got to do? Do you know what you got to do? All right, you ready? Set, go. Use your muscles, move your eyes, your cheeks, your nose. Try and get it in your mouth. Whoever gets it down into your mouth first wins. Oh, try again. Keep going until the minute's over. See who gets it. Go, go, go. Put your face to the side. That might help. Put your head sideways. Ah, there goes your cookie, Kelly Bowl.
Ouch, that hurt.
You're almost there, Noah. Oh, that was so close. Try one more time. You got 20 seconds. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. You got 14 seconds. Oh, Noah's almost there. He's almost there. Ah! Come on, Noah. Ah!
Yeah, well, no.
3, 2, 1. Oh man, nobody got it. Noah, you were so close. Thank you guys for helping me. And now we're gonna get into our lesson. Hi guys, Shine Kids. Welcome back for another week. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that game that we started with in the beginning. So you're probably wondering, why did we play that game? What does that have to do with our lesson? And I'm gonna tell you, okay? So we played with these yummy oatmeal raisin cookies. That's what the boys were playing with, okay? So first I want to start with telling you that God created us with a great purpose, okay? When we look at some of the more simpler things in life, we look at all the detail that went into creation and what its purpose is, we can appreciate how much God did. We can appreciate life and everything that's in it, okay? And so all of us have seen an oatmeal raisin cookie, right? Okay, I know did. They sell these in the store already made, or you can make them at home. So in the store, these are already made, okay? They didn't just come out of nowhere, right? Yes. Do you think they came out of accident? Like it just, they're trying to make something, it's popped out and look, an Oreo and oatmeal cookie? No, it didn't just pop out, right? Are there trees that grow oatmeal raisin cookies? That would be cool. I would like that. But there's not, okay? So someone thought of this recipe. Someone came up with it. Someone took time to master it. Someone took time to get it into a place where they can just make these the perfect size, the perfect shape, so that way they can manufacture them and sell them. They took all of this time, right, to come up with it, make them all the same, okay? So what was the purpose of creating this cookie? It's so we can have something sweet to eat, right? So we can have something that we enjoyed and something that was yummy, right? I think that was the purpose of it, so everybody can enjoy it. So, you know that there are so many things in this world that are so much more complicated, so much more detailed than just a cookie, right? So God spent a lot of time making us. He put a lot of thought into creating the way you would look. If you have blonde hair, if you have brown hair, if you have blue eyes, green eyes. He took a lot of thought into how our bodies work, the purpose of a cookie such as this right here, right? Is so we can eat it. Our purpose is much greater than that, okay? God created us with a specific purpose in mind for our lives. Things that we can do to change the world, to impact people's life in the world for Him, and not just in the future, but in the days to come right now, okay? So I want to ask, you're probably asking, is how can I change the world? How can I make a difference? I'm small, I'm not big like other adults, and that's okay. You don't have to be, an adult to be able to do things for God. So our memory verse from this week was 1 Timothy 4:12. It says, don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and purity. Okay? Don't let people look down on you because you are young. So how do we think we can do that? Well, we can witness to our friends. We can tell them about Jesus, right? We can start preparing for what we want to do in the future. Maybe some of you think your mom and dad are pastors, or maybe it's something that you want to be when you grow up. You want to be a pastor, or pastor's wife, or there's different things that you want to do. You can start preparing for that now, okay? We can't change how people see us if we're small, but we can be an example to others in how we live, how we speak, and how we serve God. God wouldn't want to hear us say, I'm just a kid, there's nothing I can do for God, I just have to wait till I'm older. No, we need to understand that God made us so we can impact the world for Him. Starting right now, not when we're grown adult, okay? We're gonna have to look at someone in the Bible that thought he couldn't do something for God, but God still used him, right? Like David and Goliath. He was young and he saw that Goliath was standing there with all the armies and no one was doing anything. And he didn't say, nope, I'm too small, I can't do anything, God can't use me right now, sorry guys, see you another day. No, he said, no, I serve a God who can do anything, and I will not let people mock him. And he stood up to Goliath, even though he was young and he wasn't as big as all of the other soldiers in the army. He still stood up so that way he could show people how great God was. And you can do the same. Alrighty guys, so now what I'm gonna do is I have something here that I'm gonna show you, okay? So what I have here on my table, I'm gonna show you in a minute, is the strongest material in the whole entire world. This rock that I have right here in my hands, okay, is so strong that people can't even make anything as strong as it, okay? There's no rock anywhere in the entire world that could possibly ever be as strong and awesome as this rock that I have in my hand right here. Other rocks try to be as strong as this rock, but they fail. Would you like to see what the strongest, most awesome rock in the entire world is? Yes? Well, let me show you. Here it is. Right here in this ring, you see this little tiny diamond right on the top there. That there, even though how small it is, that is the most strongest rock in the world ever. And you're probably thinking, what? Miss Kimbie, that's so small. There's nothing to it. It's just so tiny. But do you want to know something? They take little rocks just like this one inside this ring, and they can grind up metal and even other big, huge rocks. People use this little rock to smash up other big rocks. This rock is called a diamond, and it may be small, but even though it's small, it has huge potential and can do some really big jobs. And it's also a very valuable rock, the most valuable rock in the world. You can pay more for this little diamond than you can for tons and tons of big truckloads and normal rocks, right? So even though this diamond is small, and you know what? Even though you may be young and you may be small right now, God can use you in so many ways, greater things than just like this diamond. It doesn't have to mean that you have to change the world right now, that you have to conquer everything you want to do for God right now. But even though you're small and you're little and you think that maybe you can't do stuff for God, you still can. Because even though you're little, there's so much that you can do for God, okay? And so, Just like Miss Arian told you about the story of Samuel and how God used him, even though he was just a boy, God called him when he was so young. God can use you the exact same way, okay? And I want you to know that you are never too young to change the world for God. All throughout the Bible, we find incredible stories of those who may be young, but they trusted God to use them to do big things for him, just like you can, okay? And I want you to know you're never too young to do things for God. There's stories in the Bible of Timothy, Joshua, David, the little boy that had the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, that he did big things for God, just something little. And you guys can all do the same, okay? And so I want you to remember and to think about what you want to do, what you can do for God, and what you can do to change, you know, your life. Maybe at school there's things you can do by witnessing to your friends, telling someone about Jesus. There's so much that you guys can do. You're not limited to what you can do for God. And so I want you to always remember, no matter how young you are, no matter how little you are, God can always use you. Don't let people look at you any differently. Don't let them say you're too young, you can't do anything for God, because you can. And so I hope you guys enjoyed the Sunday school this week. I miss you guys so much. I'm so glad I get to see you guys at service every Sunday and Wednesday. It's been so awesome seeing you guys, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye.